Okay, here we go. We have another 30, 20, 10 for today. Our weighted segments are going to be handling the legs and building those. So I'm going to use two 35-pound kettlebells. However, you can obviously always use dumbbells and they work just as well. So let's go ahead and get going on a warm up and make sure that our backs and core and everything's ready for that heavy weight for the legs. Just start by hinging over your legs. Take a nice forward fold. Bend both knees nice and deep. Let your back go real flat. Stick your hips out or your butt back. And then slide those shoulder blades down and then push your hips all the way back up. Ah. Slide through those hamstrings, feel that stretch and pull, and then just walk your hands out on your mat and we'll go into a downward facing dog. Like to hit these, get that long line of stretch all the way down the back of the leg, through the calf, and even the foot. And then switch to the other side. So your right heel lifts, left heel pushes toward the ground. Drive your chest back toward your thighs. And then drop onto your knees and we'll go through some cat-cow. Curl the toes under for me. At this point, we'll get a little bit of stretch to the back of the underneath side of the feet. Inhale, push your chest forward. And then exhale and round. Exhale all the way out. Get a lot of round in that upper back. Dome through there, pushing into the hands and suck your belly button up toward your spine. Inhale, push forward. And then exhale and round. And then one more. Inhale, push forward. And exhale to round. All right. Swing your hips left and right. Get some range through the low back and into the hips. Keep going there, side to side. All right, and then just take your right leg and send it out to the side for me. We're just going to sit back on your left heel and then come right back up where the hip is over the knee. So we'll go about 4 each side. Get some stretch through the inner thigh, groin still into the back of the leg. One more. And then we'll do the other side. Extend that leg out, hinge back. Come forward, and then we're going to get started. So our first round, we have a core exercise, a cardio exercise, and then our weighted exercise, which, as I said, was legs. So we're going to hit up concentrated crunches. So you'll be on the ground, head rests in the hands. Make sure that you scoop the belly. So you have your natural low back arch. So you have that kind of little hole, that tunnel that goes underneath the low back. And I want you to pull the tailbone toward the sky, I guess, and push the low back into the ground using your abs. So we're not using the glutes, we're just using the abs to tuck that low back in and push it into the ground. All right, your head's going to rest in the hands and chin's just going to pull toward the chest like you're squeezing a golf ball between your chin and chest. You exhale with your lift, and then the biggest deal here was I want you to make sure to keep your abs contracted as you lower back down. So we're not just contracting to lift and then relaxing to lower. Keep that constant low back push into the ground. If crunching your head up doesn't work for you, then I'm going to have you hit up a dead bug. So you bring your legs up into a tabletop position, your arms straight up toward the sky. You extend your opposite arm and leg away from one another, bring it back, then hit up that other side. And squeezing still tight through the core, pushing that low back in the ground. And you'll probably get 30 total in the amount of time that we'll get our 30 crunches. All right, let's go ahead and start there, and then I'll tell you what's coming as we get to it. All right, 30 crunches. Here we go. Exhale with your lift. Inhale with your lower. There's one. You don't want to rush these too fast. You want kind of a little pause at the top. Great way to just get that initial heat going in the core. I love doing these fairly regularly. It just helps check in, keeping the ability to find and connect and contract those deep internal muscles of the core, your transverse abdominis, tightening through the sides. There's 10. So you want to be able to find the muscles kind of on the side front of your abdomen. Same ones that you would use to choke or cough. Just past halfway. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. You can kind of check in as you're going here. It's nice and slow, controlled. You can see if you can target different spots of your abdomen. So as you're crunching up, we're starting up at the top abs up closer to your chest. But see if you can dig into finding some heat down in the lower portion between pubic bone and belly button as well. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. All right, roll it up. We'll come up to standing, and for cardio, we're going to hit lateral taps. So you start from a center position, still keeping that core wrapped. You're going to extend one leg out to the side and then shuffle and extend the other, kind of reaching toward the ground. You don't have to touch the ground at all. You do want to drop the hips more than the chest drops, okay? So we're going to do 60 total. Ready? And go. And you can kind of go whatever pace works for your and how much hippity hoppity feels good for it. We want to get the heart rate going a little bit higher. So the hips go back first, belly holds strong. Pull your knees wide with the toes. Get your hips to drop, keeping the chest up. Hold the core. Make sure your glutes and hamstrings are totally involved. 10 to go. "27, 28, 29, 30. Whew. I love a good old squat. Okay, that's our round. Now we get to go back for a set at 20 reps. Whew. Rest your head and hands. Tuck that low back into the ground. Exhale with your lift. Inhale with your lower. Now that we're breathing a little heavier, takes a little more focus to keep that flex and contraction. But make sure you do it. This is great training for being able to hold that core when we are going through other moves and the heart rate is up. 10. Really focus on burning the belly. You find that heat. Keep it up. Your head's heavy in your hands. Your arms are taking the work of holding and supporting your head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Come up. We have our lateral taps, 20 each side. And go. 1, 2. Try to sit back on the heel, on that center leg. 16, 20. All right. Back to our squats. All right, get your stance set up. Heel your toes straight ahead. Make sure you're digging through those heels. Sit back and down. 2, 3, 4. Knees line out with the toes. 18, 19, 20. All right, last set at 10. Lie down. Push low back into the ground. So feel that rock of the pelvis by using your abs, your core. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. We only have 10. How much flexion can you get to go ahead and get the heat built through those abs? 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right, let's get our lateral taps. Now we have our squats, 10 squats. Here we go. Sit those hips nice and low. Hinge back and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Where's that core? 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Nice job. One round down. Now we have our next one to go. So we're back at 30. I'll show you what we have. Weighted, since I'm already up, I'm going to use both of my kettlebells for deadlifts. You can hold just one or grab both, whatever you prefer. Your back is flat, your belly's strong, and you make sure to push up out of your glutes. Standing tall at the top, just tucking into that solid stance. Butt tucks under, chest is up, shoulders back, as opposed to coming up and driving your hips forward. So you want to make sure to keep that heel, hip, and shoulder alignment. Our core set is a heel press. So these go somewhat faster. Pull your toes back, scoop the belly. So before we even get any movement, grab deep between your belly button and pubic bone, and then you just press those heels straight to the ceiling. I don't even know if you can tell if I'm moving or not. I don't have a swing. We're not going for a swing and a push for this one because I really, really, really want to just find those low abs. And you do that by not using momentum of the push. Eventually we'll get those another time. And our cardio, our mountain climbers. So you plank up, shoulders over the wrists. We're going to run 30 each leg. If you don't do mountain climbers, stay up, and you can do high knees or a quick march. Okay, it's up to you if you do the plank or not. Okay, friends, let's hit it up. 30 heel presses. So find that scoop, pull the toes back. Here we go. 1, 2. Try to hold on to that scoop. Even if you don't press at all, start training the ability, the awareness to flex and grab through that low portion of your rectus abdominis. 10, 9, 8, 2, 1. All right, flip it over. Spread those fingertips wide, shoulders up over the wrist. Plank first, then run. 2, 3. Try to keep your upper body over those shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hitting up those deadlifts. 30 is a lot, so make sure that you have a healthy weight that you're going to be lifting so that you can control and contract the core. Use your glutes to lift, and the upper back stays flat. 4. Find that same core contraction that we hit when we're on the ground. 2. Use those glutes. Soft bend in the knees. If your low back is grabbing, then grab your belly more, lighten your weight, and focus on the core. 19, 20. Where's that core? 29, 30. Whew. All right, back on the ground. Rest ahead. Those hamstrings are going to feel a little tight now. Get those legs up as much as you can. Hold and pull through that low belly. I should have showed you, if you're tight, those legs aren't really going to get very straight. That's okay. I still want you to push low back into the ground and still work for that little thrust of the feet toward the ceiling, so you get that low back onto the ground and that low contraction through the belly. 5. 20. If I tell you, or if you're thinking you don't like those, I'll tell you many people don't like them. It takes time, but once you kind of stick with it, figure it out, find that awareness of that low contraction, it makes a lot more sense. You can feel yourself building there. All right, let's go mountain climbers. 2, 3. All right, set up for your deadlifts. All right, Something else you can do if you find that your low back grabs with deadlifts is to widen the feet. There's been some studies shown that can kind of help you give a little more flex into the right places to support that low back. Ten. Pull those shoulder blades back. Pull your belly button back. Flex those glutes. Get you to the top. 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Just our 10s. All right, both legs up. 10, 9, 3, 2, 1. Mountain climbers, shoulders over wrist. Ten, and then deadlifts. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Scan the body. Flex into those glutes. Core. Upper back. 8, 9, 10. Woo. All right, we made it. Let's go. Quick down dog. Stretch those hamstrings. Okay, we're going to start off with a bicycle crunch, 30 each leg. If you do not bring your head up off the ground, that's fine. Keep it on the ground. You can head up the same dead bug you did before, or pedal those feet just in and out. That's kind of the pace we're going to be going. If you can bring your head up, those hands again, you're resting the head into them. So the more awareness that you build in the belly, then the less you have to get into your back, your upper back and neck. So flex the core. The core is what's pulling the chest forward. Your hands are what's there to support. Push one leg out and then attach your opposite knee to the elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So try to keep your upper body up. Extend your leg out as straight as you can. Still scooping that belly, the front of the belly. You have to keep your low back in the ground. 20. 7, 9, 10. Whew. All right. Jumping jacks. At 30, if you don't jump, just kick one leg out and get your arms up overhead. $15. Belly still holds strong. 25, 20, 30. Okay, grab one of your bells. We're going to hold it low, and the feet are going to come super wide. We're going to do a mid-range pulse, but it's not a bouncy pulse. It's a grab pulse. 30 is going to be tough. Grab a lot of core. Tuck it in, hold it back, chest is up. Okay, knees are out wide with toes. Sit low with me. Grab that bell. Come halfway, then drop. Half. Drop. 2, 3, 4. Sit into those heels. Belly strong. Your butt keeps pushing back, back, back. 14, 15. Pull your belly button back. Come on, inner thighs. You got it. Sit those hips back. Sit the chest up. 24. 28, 29, 30. Woo! That was the end of my range. Okay, 20 bicycles. Low back pushes into the ground. Scoop it up. Upper body is held by core and hands. 5, 6. 16, 17, 18, 20. Making sure, bearing down front of the core. 20 jumping jacks. $18, $19, $20. Okay. 20 mid-range pull squats. Wide, wide, wide feet. Wide, wide, wide knees. So wherever your toes are, that's where your knees need to end up. So if your feet are way out here and your knees are in, your feet are too wide. All right, here we go. Chest is up, butt is back. 3, 6. You're getting that lift by flexing, pulling those inner thighs, kind of squeezing toward one another. 16, 17, 18. Where's the core? 20. Okay, our last 10, and that's our day. Push that low back into the ground. Legs come up. My legs are shaky now. It's good. 4, 5, 7. Be in charge of both legs. 10. 10 jumping jacks. 9, 10. This one's money if you can get really big self-flexions. Here we go. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Grip into those heels. And 10. Whew. Good job, good job. All right, start on the ground with your knees together, your feet together, hinge back into your child's pose. So reach your arms way out in front. Perfect job, everybody. Nice little build today. Nothing too crazy. Add it up. Hands and knees, extend your right leg away from you, just like we did at the beginning. See if you can get the foot on the ground, your toes ahead, and then just hinge the hips back. Sometimes you like how it feels to sit all the way on the heel. Sometimes it's better to keep the hips up, but just kind of make shifts and adjustments, and you put your body where we get that stretch through the inner thigh that we just worked. Push into the hands and kind of pull the hands back. You'll feel your chest lift and you'll get some nice traction in the back. Okay, come up onto that left knee, rotate the right foot so the toes are pointed up, and then we're going to sit back again. And then, as you can, walk your hands to the right towards your extended leg. Push into the hands and find again that traction. So as you grip into the ground with your hands, try to pull your hands to the left, shoulders to the right. You'll feel that extra stretch through the lats. Okay, same right leg. You're going to take it straight forward. You're going to get the hip flexor in that back leg. Sometimes it's better to lift the back knee. Sometimes it's better to keep it down. But you want to find that hip flexor, that best stretch that works for you. There it is right there. Woo. Couple more deep breaths. As much as you can, please try a few extra times throughout the day. 2 minutes here and there add up fantastically, and it doesn't really take away from just that small 2 minutes in time. Grab a quick twist, a quick stretch, quick hinge over the legs, a low yogi squat. Stick your foot up on your desk, chair, or table, extend over it. Okay, let's hit up the other side. Send your left leg out straight, away from you, laterally. Put your foot on the ground, the sole of the foot on the ground, the toes are pointed straight ahead, and then you find your hinge back wherever you like it. Put your hands way out in front, grip into the ground, and then pull your hands back without moving them. You'll find your traction through the back. Keep your belly still, holding pretty strong. All right, hinge up. Rotate that foot so the toes are pointed straight to the ceiling. Hinge back again. And then once you find your spot, wherever you want your hips, walk your hands over to the foot. And then same thing, grip into the ground to keep pulling the chest towards your left leg. Okay, circle back around, bring your left leg forward. And then find your hip flexor in the back right front of that thigh. So where your leg meets your pelvis, hip flexor in there, kind of some psoas insertions. Okay, and then straighten your front leg. Toe's going to come up. Pull that left hip back, right hip forward. Straighten along that hamstring. Yeah, just taking a couple minutes here and there to stop when we're frantically running around or been sitting in front of a computer for a while. Just stop and hinge over your legs or reach overhead. A couple deep breaths. Okay, we're going to sit into our butterfly stretch. You might be surprised at the world of good it'll end up doing you, even after just a couple days of that. Puts things into perspective, calms your nervous system. Super good for your back, thighs, muscles, even brain. If you'd like, hinge over your legs. Check in here, see if you're getting any wider apart in the knees. It's okay if not. It takes time and consistency. Don't give up on what's not getting you anywhere. Just give it some time. We'll keep stretching it every day, a few more weeks of that, so we'll see where we can get. All right, everybody, fantastic job today. I will see you again tomorrow.